Hey guys, Matt Wick with Chatley Marine. Today we're going to take a look at 2025 Sea Hunt Ultra 234. Before we start the walkthrough, I want to talk about why this is and has been one of my favorite boat sea hunt builds for a long time. I think it hits a great price point at under $80,000 and allows a customer who's not 100% certain what they want to do, or maybe they want to do it all, the versatility to do that. So deep V, so if you want to fish offshore, no problem fishing offshore with this boat. Shallow draft, 13-inch draft, so if you want to fish backwater, you got the ability to do that. Comfort-wise, if you're not fishing at all and you just want to look good cruising up down the waterway, going to restaurants, and have a good, well-built, comfortable riding boat to do that, this boat will do that as well. Pull tubes, skis, you name it. So if this sounds like a boat you'd be interested in, stay tuned. Before we climb in, I do want to talk a little bit about the hull design. Sea Hunt is known for the hull design. They incorporate a variable degree dead rise. So dead rise, if you're not familiar with it, that's the measure of the V at the bottom of the boat. So you would think that the higher the number, the better the boat's going to ride. And that's the case for some things, but it also has some negative effects with a higher dead rise. So Sea Hunt has a variable degree. So they measured at the bow. So you got a 55-degree entry. You can see that real sharp entry. It's going to throw the water way away from the boat. It's going to be a dry ride boat. And they carry that flare all the way past the console. You can see kind of stops right there. That's called a broken shear design. That's on all of their boats, starting at the 21-foot and going all the way up to the 30-footer. It's going to be a very soft riding boat, dry riding boat, but also the stability and shallow water draft. They transition to a 22-degree dead rise at the midship, and then back at the transom, it's an 18-degree. And that's what gives you a boat that you can take offshore and fish 60 miles offshore, but at the same time, you can throw a trolling motor on it, and on days that aren't so nice, you can fish and it drafts 13 inches of water, so you can fish in those some of those shallow spots. So that's something that Sea Hunt does that sets them apart from many other manufacturers. Climbing in the boat, we'll start at the bow. You've got a spacious bow area with standard bow cushions and bow backrest. One thing I love about the Sea Hunt boats is they are designed for that customer who wants to do some island hopping, boat riding, and wants a comfortable place to perch. So you can fit two grown adults up front with stretching their legs out, their feet won't touch. Up to about a 6'5" person will be comfortable. That's way different from a lot of the other brands we sell. Some your knees are up to your neck, tight. There's not enough room for your bottom on the seat. Definitely not the case with Sea Hunts. There's plenty of room in the bow to hang out. They do also position the cup holders perfectly. You've got one on either side, and then there's also a cup holder behind the backrest if you're going to sit two people on each side. Moving to the front, pull-up cleats are standard on the 234 Ultra. Bow anchor locker is standard. Opening this locker, there's tons of room in there for rope, chain, whatever you want to store in there. The black plug there is an option. That's a trolling motor pre-wire. We do recommend getting the trolling motor pre-wire on pretty much any of the boats. It just makes adding a trolling motor to these boats much easier. And that's something. With the cushions removed, you've got a very, very spacious bow casting platform. So you got room to throw your cast net, fish, move around. Underneath those storage boxes, the starboard side's a 140-quart insulated cooler with overboard drainage, so you can put your fish in there and all the blood will drain out the side. Nothing goes down to the bilge to make it skunky. And you also have a second storage box right here. I believe it's 92-quart. Moving back to the stern of the boat, you'll notice that the forward console seat's very comfortable, spacious enough to fit an adult and a child easily. Underneath the compartment, you do have a 48-quart insulated cooler for drinks and beverages, snacks, and things like that. Continuing to move to the stern, you'll see the pull-up cleats that are standard on the 234 Ultra. The full bolster package is also standard. Again, cup holders perfectly placed, rod holders for trolling, spacious rear seat area. with a walk-through transom as a standard feature. Another thing that I like to point out with Sea Hunts is they do offer a standard 4-step reboarding platform, which is nice. Bigger guys, older adults, those steps are going to go way down in the water, so it makes it easy to get on and off the boat without having to pull yourself up and having a whole lot of upper body strength. All Yamaha motors with Sea Hunts are standard with integrated hydraulic steering. The 200, which is shown on this boat, will have the integrated hydraulic, and then if you move to the 250, it will have the new Yamaha electric steering. And finally, on the starboard side of the stern, you've got a second anchor locker, which is unique to Sea Hunt, so that way you don't have to carry that muddy, nasty anchor throughout the boat and try to tie it in there with the forward anchor. With the boxes removed, you've got a second spacious casting platform. And underneath all these storage boxes, you'll find additional things. So under the starboard side, you'll find a 5-gallon storage bucket that lifts out. You'll also notice the static hinges that hold those lids open, nothing to slam on fingers. Under the middle seat, you've got a 15-gallon aerated live well. And under the third seat, you've got the standard dual battery setup. While we're at the transom of the boat, another thing I'd like to point out is the way that Sea Hunt does their floor drains. A lot of our boats will do the half moon shaped floor drain, and there's always a residual amount of water there to stain the boat up, and you can just never get it clean. They switched over to the flush mounted floor drain several years ago, and man, what an upgrade. You'll also notice 4 speakers, 2 in the stern, and in addition to the 2 up front, and a freshwater shower here. I want to take the time to point out again just how much room is behind the leaning post of the 234 Ultra, especially with the standard leaning post with a backrest and rocket launcher. So that's one reason a lot of customers ask, well, why do they make a 229 and a 234? They're very similar boats, both 8-foot 6-inch beams. The 234, that extra foot, is dedicated to the back of the boat. So you have a tremendous amount of room to work and fish behind that leaning post. I mean, you could put your cooler in there, put 2 coolers, and still have plenty of room to walk around. It's exactly a foot more room behind the leaning post than the 229. While we're looking at the seat, that is the standard seat. Standard with a leaning post with backrest, rocket launchers, flip-up bolsters, and a footrest. There are several other options in the 234. You could choose to do the Ultra Entertainment Center, the Ultra Mezzanine seat, or got one right here, the Ultra leaning post live well, which will have footrests that pop up, tackle storage on one side, tackle storage on the other, bait prep station in the back. So these are your options. And taking a look at the console, Sea Hunt does a great job with their layout. You've got 2 perfectly placed footrest where you lean on the leaning post, or if you've got a smaller kid or a smaller adult, it gives you a second place to put your feet so they're not dangling. You got a nice glove box there. Standing with a Vision stainless steel wheel with tilt, standing with Command Link Yamaha gauges, which is a nice feature. A lot of companies charge an upgrade for the Yamaha gauges, and these are OEM digital gauges. Standard with a great switch layout, switches for the mister system, freshwater system, cockpit lights, plenty of accessories. It does come standard with a 12-volt plug and a USB port. All 234s are standard with a JL audio system. Stereo. It's the Media Master 50. It's got 4 speakers. Does come with a wireless phone charger just above it, so you can position your phone and it'll charge itself while you're listening to music. The boat is standard with a 9-inch Garmin, the 943 XS. We do option ours with the 1243 XSV. Gives you a bigger screen, easy to see, and when you split those screens, just makes each side a lot bigger. I like the helm pad on the dash where you can put phones, wallets, anything you don't want sliding around, and the compass is a standard feature. Opening the fiberglass electronics box, you'll notice the Garmin VHF radio. This is a standard feature. It is integrated to the GPS, so if you use the DSC feature, it will give the coordinates to the Coast Guard. This boat is shown with the hardtop option, which is very popular on 234. The hardtop's going to come with mood lights. Those silver ring lights there are going to be blue mood lights. Comes with an additional set of speakers. Comes with a freshwater misting system and spreader lights to light up the back of the boat. We also offer a canvas option, which is on the boat beside me, and that's a great option, several $1,000s less. Comes with a spray shield, fiberglass electronics box, lights on the front and rear, and a life jacket storage net on the stern. Both are good options, and you can also buy it with a bimini, or if you want no top at all. Moving to the console. Got a huge console area. Drops down on the floor. You've got a spacious shelf there where if you do add a trolling motor, you can see your trolling motor pre-wire coming out there, so plenty of room to add your batteries. And there are lights on the side of the console. Taking a look outside the boat, you'll see there that nice 4-step board and ladder goes way below to the bottom of the boat, so it's going to be very easy to get in and out of the boat from the sandbar. Even for a bigger guy like me, no problem. You'll also see that this boat is powered with a 200 horsepower Yamaha 4-stroke with the integrated hydraulic steering. This is how we sell most of the 234s. Does a phenomenal job. There's a lot of customers who question, is this enough power? But we've been selling these for a long time. I've not heard one single complaint. And I'll throw a performance bulletin up on the video so you can see the performance for yourself. But you can go up to a 250 on this. If you do the 250, it'll do the white Yamaha 250 with the integrated electric steering and fly-by-wire shift and throttle. So it's a pretty big step up in cost. But again, the 200 does a phenomenal job. Same time, I'm not going to talk you out of 250. Never heard somebody say they got too much motor, but again, you have to make that call. 200 does great. In the market for a new sea hunt, before you make any buying decision, please give me a call. Matt Wicker at Chatley Marine, 910-930-1803. I'd love to answer any questions you may have and try to save you some money in the process. So I hope you have a great day, and thanks for watching.